All right. Good afternoon, everyone. We got one really big fantasy football draft going on. One of our members is currently in one, and one is bound for Tahiti or something. I'm not sure, but there's four of us live. 78 is going somewhere, but I don't know. I don't know where he's going. But what up, Vinny? What up, Marcus? What up, Ralph? How y'all doing?
Marcus, listen, I am stressed. I don't really do sports right now, so it's a tough time. I need your help. Fuck you, Vinny. I don't care what you say. I need some help. It's 7 picks until my turn. We're in round 7 of this draft. Me and Vinny are in the same draft right now, fantasy football draft.
Oh
stuff like that. And so, Vinny calls me earlier this morning and he's like, yeah, bro, like, just start doing your research, and stuff like that. Vinny, I don't know the first thing about any of this shit. So
I literally spelled out what to research, what order to draft in.
Bro, like hours before this shit goes on. I didn't know this.
It was literally 8:30 this morning,
bro. This is so high strung.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad, bro.
It's so high strung.
Man,
you have so much help too, though. I'm sure Yahoo is kind of giving you the heads up on who to pick, who not to pick. You have stats at your fingertips.
Put dudes in your queue, and then you don't have to stress out about it. And once they fall off, by the time you get there, they'll just draft for you. It'll be all right.
You probably should have had a drink before.
Yeah. You probably should have prepared like I told you to it and not eat it.
You probably should kiss my ass, Vinny. How about that?
Hey, here you go. It's all about your defense, Marcus. There you go.
Thank you. I appreciate. Hey, listen.
And your kicker,
Marcus,
you gotta get a good kicker.
If y'all want to stop dropping names, like I'm taking all kind of names. Preferred. Listen, I need you to be kicking it down to me. Don't worry about what Vinny's talking about. My turn is next. Hold on.
Do you have a running back? Do you have a running back, Marcus? We're gonna help Marcus out. We'll help Marcus out a little bit.
Marcus, make sure you draft a kicker early.
Draft a kicker? Okay. Kiss my ass, Vinny.
Get your defense as early as you can.
Yeah, I bet.
You got a running back, Marcus? Do you have a running back?
I have all
that. Let's see. What about Taylor? I mean, he hasn't got traded yet, but what about Taylor? Is he drafted already?
Oh, you hear that? It's on me.
What's this?
Oh my God.
Also, if you're really stressed, just look at the ranking of people right there.
Come here real quick. Come say hi to the people. Hey, my little nephew's here. Come here. Little shit. Come here.
I'm going.
Look at this. This is the future Filipino Messi right here, dude. It's Filipino Messi.
Yo, what's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Say what's up. Say what's up to the people.
What's up?
He's wearing a Barcelona jersey, right?
Yeah, he's wearing a Barcelona jersey. Here.
He knows what's up.
Nice.
Yeah. Say what's up to my homies, man.
Hello.
Yo.
Hey, how's it going?
Enthusiasm is overwhelming. Hello. You are well. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Amazing. They got me.
He's doing a fantasy football draft right now. What do you think about that?
Oh, cool.
He's like, cool. All right, you can roll out. It's all good.
Marcus,
what is WRT?
He's so stressed. Fuck them kids. That's what
wide receiver, running back,
running back, tackle.
It's a flex, right? It's a flex.
Yeah.
It's a
flex until my turn. I still need a kicker, defense. Who the fuck is a BN? I know, baby. My
bench. BN is bench.
Bench. Yeah, bench.
Bro, this is stressful, bro. I gotta smoke some weed or something, bro. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's so fast paced, bro. Like, this is so wild to me. Man, this is, who knew?
Imagine doing what you're doing, but having to do it for two drafts, drafting 2 drafts going on at the same time. I've done that before. That's crazy.
I couldn't. This is insanity, bro. Like, this is true insanity. I mean, it's exciting, but it's insanity. Like, Vinny's so cool. Vinny's just in the cut. You know what I'm saying?
He's been doing it for a while, though.
How long you guys been drafting for? Like a half hour? How long you guys been drafting?
Yeah, there's 2 picks.
Yeah, we've been going for a minute.
It's 2 picks until my turn. 1 pick. My turn is next.
But Tyler Lockett, you got Tyler Lockett?
It's my turn to draft. Who the hell is G Pickens?
There you go. Get G Pickens, man. He cool. What round is it? Like 7th?
Yeah, 7th, 8th.
The clock should speed up, right? It should be about 15 seconds to draft.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
we got a lot of time. We got a lot of time.
Hey, Southpaw Brass says share your screen, Marcus. We will pick for you.
I know,
Oh,
right?
there you go.
You can share a screen, right?
Yeah, he should be able to.
I wish.
You wish. What do you mean? You can't do it?
Nah, it's letting me do some shit.
Wait, you drafting off your phone?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Dude, you gotta do it off at least a laptop.
That's okay.
Off your phone?
Yeah, I'm in the mix, baby. I'm in the mix, baby.
All right, guys, this is ridiculous. This is just ridiculous.
I'm in the mix, baby. Listen, I'm boom, bam, boom. I'm in the mix. You look up, and I'm in there.
Damn, I don't think I've ever met anybody that drafts off their phone.
Well, no. So what's happening is that I have it on the computer, and every time, I don't know how to draft when you pick the person. Like, you're supposed to be able to hit space bar and draft.
You gotta just click the player name, and then at the top press draft, bro.
Vinny, you need to click the player name and kiss my ass. My whole ass.
This is Marcus stressed out, mad right now.
He's stressed. He was even being mean to your nephew.
Yeah, fuck them kids, man.
Fuck them kids, man. You got me out here all willy nilly, bro. We supposed to be doing, man. You know, we out here. Hey, y'all, listen. I need help. I don't do.
Help us help you. You got a quarterback?
Lamar Jackson.
Okay, cool. You got a running back?
Somebody name. I don't know these motherfuckers.
Hey, you have one or two?
I got 3 of them.
You got 3 running backs? Okay. You got wide receiver?
No, I got 2 I got 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs.
Okay.
Has anybody drafted Josh Jacobs?
Early,
he's got to be way gone, right? Like first round, right?
Yeah.
First round? Josh Jacobs? Somebody's really risking it?
One game, he scored 550 points in my league.
Yeah, but the Raiders haven't put a franchise tag on him, so there's still a possibility he might not play.
Hey, what does this red Q mean?
Oh, you're right.
It means questionable this week. Don't worry about it. You can pretty much ignore that most of the time.
IR is not. Do not draft anyone with IR.
Yeah, just don't draft anybody with IR.
Anything red, don't draft him.
Josh Jacobs is IR or not? He wouldn't be IR, but
DNA.
What's the call? He's on the pup list.
People are watching the show. They're like, "What the fuck am I watching?"
Yo, okay, so look, here we are. Hey, listen, fresh off the jet, sharper than Gillette. I'm stuck, but I'm still stuck. Okay, listen. You guys are helping me. This is my first fantasy football draft. I'm in it with Vinny. Vinny is cool as a cucumber. He's getting all kind of shit. You know, he's winning right now. And look at him laughing. Ha, 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 bitch. What I'm telling you is Vinny knows exactly. He calls me 8:30 this morning. Hey, bro, you just need to do some research if I were you. Vinny, you know I don't really do sports, so I'm going to need your help. Well, how can I help you? Because, you know, I want the money. Like, you know, if I win, like.
True,
I
agree. I agree with Vinny.
This is what he said to me.
I agree with Vinny. I agree with Vinny.
You know, I'm like, okay, Vinny, like, what kind of shit is that, bro? Like, I thought we hung like 2 titties, bro. Like, I thought we were cool, bro. Like, you know.
I don't think you guys are. I mean,
nah, man.
I literally told him how to draft, in what order. I said, make a list of your, like, all the top ranked players, research the sleepers, research the deep sleepers.
There you go, bro. There you go, Marcus.
Right now. James Cook. If you can.
Yeah, I got to figure out what the first fantasy software is. You know what? Though I was talking to somebody.
Here we go. Here we go.
I was talking to some older people, right, older than us, and they were saying that they used to do fantasy, but with like newspapers and stats. They'd have to keep all the records.
That much I did know for sure.
That was like the round robin type stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's like keeping score in baseball.
Yeah, dude.
That's a lot. That's a lot of numbers, dude. I would not want to deal with, but wow. Yeah, that'd be funny. Well, I know Trey's gonna join us a little bit later, but let's get into a little bit of the presentation. I know some of us have to leave a little early today, so and I think a couple of us are a little distracted with something going on.
Yes, we are. But I'm here. I'm present. I need help.
Hey,
y'all help me throughout the show. Help me
throughout the show. Help our friend. Help our friend.
I think when it's your turn to draft, Marcus, you should just ask the chat maybe. If you got 3 guys.
I got 10 picks until my turn.
Okay.
I still need a kicker.
Defense?
I put G Pickens as my flex. I guess WRT. I don't know.
Tackle.
Yeah, whatever the fuck.
Tight end. You got tight end?
Yeah, tight end is D Waller. I don't know who that is.
Okay.
Darren Waller. Okay.
Darren Waller.
Not bad.
I still need a kicker, and I still need
kicker. Get it the later. I told you that earlier this morning.
Yeah,
get it. This is like round 9 right now. What are you doing?
What time did you say get kicker?
Get it later, man. There's a bunch of rounds. Just wait.
It
Just
could
get
be your
more,
last kick. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it can be your last pick. It doesn't even matter, but you can get like a elite kicker at the end. Just do it at like the last few rounds. Just don't.
Baltimore kicker, right? He's like the best one to get right now.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, or indoor kicker.
So these that one. On the bench, these are just people that I'm picking.
Yeah, yep. Just to switch out. Yep.
How much is the buy-in for this league? I'm just curious.
It last year it was like $500, but this year it's like it was like 200 this year because it's a crypto league. So they were like this last year they were like 0.25 ETH. This year it's 0.1. So
I need to get in that league somehow next year.
Yeah,
if Marcus is playing, I'll get in that league. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I bet.
I'm just kidding. Sneakers. What's going on?
Yeah, let's start it off with the sneakers since the guys are drafting. Speaking of football, the return of the Reebok Emmitt Smith 22. Do you guys remember this shoe?
I do.
Came out in 1996.
Yeah,
the year that the Cowboys won the Super Bowl against the Steelers.
Oh shit!
Okay. Yeah. Nice. So coming back out in September, rumored to be releasing in September of this year for about 180. I think this is more of a nostalgia pickup. If you're gonna pick this up, it's a Reebok. It's I'm not sure where you're really wearing this to. Maybe to the gym, but I do like that. Reebok, Nike are kind of going with these old school models. Same with Nike. They came out with the retro release of the John McEnroe Nike. You guys remember I brought that up a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
You see how Vinny disappeared? He's drafting right now. He turned off his camera to draft. I just want y'all to know that. I'm not going to turn off my camera.
Where's his?
No, bro. I actually turn off my camera so I can plug in my computer because it doesn't have an adapter. That's why.
I don't believe it. So your draft. You got 36 seconds.
Guys, let's just do the show, Marcus. I mean, come on. What's wrong with you?
Eric Villarreal, OTR League. Everyone puts up a slab or a graded card. Okay.
Ooh,
that's not bad.
Hey,
I
Eric,
was going to drop that in the chat earlier in the server about the OTR League.
Eric, if you are so generous and wanting to set up and be a commissioner, you can totally do it, man. You have our blessing, man. Go for it.
No, I'm serious. Let's set up an OTR league. We just got to find a commissioner. We
just got Eric.
Don't
Eric
me
do it.
Eric, I just asked Eric there, right there. Eric, the commissioner. You've been anointed.
Confirm? Is he going to do it?
I don't know. But that's a cool idea. Everyone puts up a slab. That's cool.
I agree.
Yeah, I do that in another comic league. Same thing. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the Emmitt Smith, it's cool looking shoe. Maybe not so cool looking now, but I thought it was cool that they're bringing it back out. And one of Trey's favorite shoes, the Air Jordan 11. So these originally came out in 2006. It was a pack called the Defining Moments pack. Retailed for $295. So you got the Air Jordan 11 and the Air Jordan 6. That came out in 2006. But what they're doing now is just re-releasing the Air Jordan 11. But price is $235. So if you got these in 2006, you could have got 2 pairs for $300. Now you're paying close to $300 for 1 pair, unfortunately. But Air Jordan 11, very popular model. I have no doubts that it will sell out. What do you guys think?
Well, I guess it's probably a dumb question, but do they still do 2-packs for other Jordans or any other shoes? Because I've seen them before, but
yeah, that was kind of some of the backlash with this. Is these originally came out as a pack. Why didn't you come out? Why didn't you come out with it as a pack now? And if you were going to come out with it as a pack, you could have retailed it relatively. Obviously, it's not going to be $295 like it was in 2006, but I think the idea of buying 2 pairs of shoes for $400 is easier to swallow versus 1 pair for about what, $250, $260. So
yeah. Does it come in like the 2-packs? I keep going back to the 2-pack, but did it come like in like one big box or like 2 boxes and like
it did. Let me shoot you the link so you can.
Because like I remember the 2-packs like when my bunch of my secret friends would always get the 2-pack. So I'm like, I feel like those would be a better like in like flip. Well, not flip.
As far as a flip, it might be a bit difficult because that pack goes for about $1,000 now. So.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, but I'll send you the link so you can kind of pull it up and.
Yeah, whenever, man. I like the shoe, man. I've always liked that. I mean, Jordan 3 is like my favorite of all time, but I think I was posting just a lower version of this one in the chat or in the Discord because I just thought it was cool. But this shoe's always like every Filipino got this shoe, man. I swear.
Yeah, this is just the Air Jordan 11. Is this the StockX link? No, I think I sent you the Google link.
It went to this. This one? Is it?
Let's see. Yeah, so that's the other pair that came with it, but it did come in a box, and you kind of opened it up, and you got the 2 pairs within that box. But
okay, here's like the redefining moments. Is this the one you're talking about?
Yeah, defining moments pack.
Yeah,
but I think that's just the shoe.
Here's one. It's selling for. They're asking 900 for. That's cool, man.
Yeah, so you got both of them. I think these are a dead stock pair. They look like a dead stock pair, but I mean, the idea of getting 2 pairs of shoes back in the day for $300 was like, it was sneakerhead's dream. But I doubt Nike does that now. They're kind of taxing $250 for 1 pair, so I can't see them packaging pairs like that again. But the 11 is a classic. I'm sure you guys have all seen it before. So like I said, I have no doubts that it's going to sell out. And so this Eastside Golf, I put this up here for Trey.
Who's drafting? Who's drafting?
I think that's Marcus.
Should we pause?
Bro, put yourself on mute while I'm going through this.
link to the mute button. Link to the mute button, please.
Jeez.
Hey! Look, I'm in the middle of this shit. I ain't got time to play with y'all, man. Come on, let's talk about this shit. Let's do it.
Yeah, this Eastside Golf Air Jordan 1, I thought this was really cool. 1961, which is the year that the PGA allowed players of color to actually join and play.
Yeah.
Can't really see it here, but on the bottom of the swoosh, it says change. Pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool idea. I think they're retailing for about 180, 160, somewhere between there. But I put these up here for Trey, like I said. I don't think he's a huge fan of Eastside Golf in general, but I think he'd love these. So
what's Eastside Golf?
So it's I think it's all black owned golf apparel company. They have a partnership with Air Jordan, so they have a ton of these collabs. It's not the first one, but yeah, I thought this one was pretty cool.
That's really cool. I dig that. Man, your picks this week are pretty cool. When I was looking through the slides, I remember that 2-pack. But yeah, it's kind of unfortunate they don't do the 2-packs anymore. Like even like, I mean, would you buy one like a 2-pack for like 500? Like in today's prices now?
I probably would. If it was these 2 pairs, if it was the same pairs, the Air Jordan 11 and the 6, I would.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they did like. I basically just repeated what you said. Yeah, no, that's cool, man. I like it. I dig it.
Yeah, it was definitely a busy week for shoes. They had the Kobe's that dropped. Was it today and yesterday?
Right.
I know Trey hit a couple pairs of shoes today too. Some Yeezys and some Reebok. So yeah, busy week.
Cool, good stuff, man. Yep. Thanks for that. We have 2 comic sections today. I kind of did like a new comic day and like old school stuff, just stuff I was thinking about lately. But I read Immortal Thor. I don't know. Obviously, Al Ewing did the Immortal Hulk run, and that did really well during the the pandemic and whatnot. Ralph, you read Immortal Thor. Vinny, did you read it as well? And Marcus, have you read it?
I picked it up and I haven't a chance to read it yet.
I got it, but I haven't read it exactly yet.
Ralph, you were kind of like, I won't say mixed reviews, but you were like intrigued, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was intrigued. I thought it was good. Obviously Al Ewing, he's good at what he does anyway. So I mean, like I told you, I thought it was cool that they're using the OG costume, the Thor costume. I thought that was cool. That last, I think it was the last page where I guess Hickman wrote the last page. I thought was pretty cool too. But yeah, overall, it's a good read.
Yeah, I mean, I dug it as well. I basically picked this up just because Al Ewing is writing it, and it's an Immortal. You know, I don't know if like Al Ewing does like another Immortal
That's
character.
Yeah,
it might be too much, right? So,
but I think they have to do it, right? Because
I guess so.
It sells, and this was $6.99 cover price. So
yeah, I went to my LCS and they had the foils, which they pop really nice, but for $12, I was like, I'll pass on that. I think there's like a 1 in 50 and a 1 in 25 as well. But yeah, I'd recommend picking up, reading it. It's a big book. Like Ralph was saying, $7.99, right? $6.99.
$6.99.
Like yeah. The cover is beautiful though. Like the paper is really nice.
Ross.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you can go wrong with all the covers are pretty good. But yeah, just kind of some new stuff. And then just kind of something that I've always been like, either I'm down for it or not. But last issues, like, what do you guys think of last issues? Like, based just purely on, like, the typical thing, right? Last issue, I mean, it's a reason why they're ending the run. So if you held on to like from 1 to 45 or 1 to 200, whatever it may be, like, you're a pretty loyal reader. But there's a reason they end a series, whether it be like there's a new writer coming up or like there's just not enough people buying the book. So are you guys fans of like last issues or near to last issues for value and like spec?
Vinny, are you a fan of that?
He's saying that because I'm up to draft right now.
I mean, me personally, that's never been a thing that I've spec'd on, but I know a ton of people do that. Like, you always bring up that Static Shock, right?
Love it.
It's like super hard to find. And I see like on eBay, people put up HTF, very hard to find kind of book, last issue kind of thing. But I mean, I think there's an audience for it, right? People buy them, so.
I like them too because of the number one, like you were saying, for you're at the end of the run, they're ending it for a reason. The print run is probably going to be low. A lot of people probably were not even checking for it. So, and I doubt a lot of stores were ordering these. So, I mean, shoot, I love what you have here. It's the last issue and it's a newsstand.
Yeah. It's the killer combo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 50-50 about it. Like, I was specking on She-Hulk, before the show came out, and like, I was stupid. I was buying them on Whatnot for like $20 a piece. I was just dumb.
But where do you stop at as far as collecting final issues? Like,
I think, like, for me, like, now that I've kind of just not gone crazy about buying last issues, like
current stuff.
The current stuff I probably won't, right? Like, like what's a good example? Like Ironheart, the last, like, a lot of people were during the pandemic were like, oh, you have to get Ironheart the last like 3 issues because whatever.
But they're gonna do a whole nother series of Ironheart though.
Exactly, and that's why I think it's like the modern stuff.
Like Armor Wars, right? Like, or you just saying Ironheart in general?
Yeah, like the first miniseries of Ironheart, right? Like, people were saying like I don't think it was really announced it was the last issue. I think they wanted to keep the run going, but just no one was picking it up. And so, like, during the pandemic, people were like, oh, she's going to be in the MCU, which is obvious. And like, she's going to be the future of the MCU, which is possible. Right. But like, I just feel like that type of spec for like the newer characters just doesn't really hold value. But like G.I. Joe, I mean, that's going to hit a lot of, cross passes, right? The Static issue that Ralph was referring to that I really, really want really bad. What's another one I can think of? Like, I feel like the video game comics, like those last issues are kind of like a nice one to pick up as well. But yeah, I just kind of want to get your guys' thoughts on that, and I do appreciate it. So anyway,
I'm up next. Who am I picking?
All right, we're gonna pause for real quick.
Let the show go. I'm ready.
Ready. Marcus, you want to just do your segment right now? You ready?
He's doing that because I'm
Marcus, what is your segment?
Is he picking?
he's doing that because I'm next. He's doing that because I'm next. You know what I'm saying?
We have another comic book section, but I'm gonna wait for Trey to get back into the chat. He should be here fairly soon. So, but yeah, magazines, Last of Us strategy guides in fine to very fine grade are going for like. Oh, it's good. It's good. So Marcus, you and I, we've been talking about this for a very long time.
Yes.
So my strategy with strategy guys specifically is I'm going in, I'm finding them at, let's see, like video game stores. They're a little higher priced and not in the greatest condition, but they have them there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also looking at half price books, any type of used like bookstore. I've had a lot of luck at half price books. There's a place called Third Place Books around here. It's also used type of consignment type store, and they're in really, it's weird. Like I'll find them in like really good condition, for like $5 to $10. But my kind of range right now is like, okay, if you can get like a very fine or like, not, I mean, it's really hard to get a near mint copy, but CGC grades them, right? I'm looking for like The Last of Us. I got a copy of this for $10 at half price books. Anything Pokemon, I'm just kind of taking a stab at for $5. Stuff like that is kind of what I'm looking out for. But I feel like this is in a very early stages kind of investment, right? Because no one's really grading strategy guides. So there's no real like graded market for it. But I feel like it's coming because I see more posts about it on Instagram. I mean, The Last of Us is obviously like an HBO series. So just something to kind of think about, and maybe like just keep tabs on it on your eBay searches or whatnot. Putting out there. And the other spec I have this week. So first Otani cover went for $30. This was 2 weeks ago. So this is not as of today. Obviously with the news about his arm and possible Tommy John surgery and all that stuff. But this magazine goes for like, I want to say $250 graded in 9.4 or above. It's his first cover.
Mm-hmm.
So for $30, as opposed to, again, his rookie card that goes for like, shit, Ralph, how much is do you have a rookie card, Otani?
No, Otani? No, I don't have one.
Do you guys have an Otani rookie card?
Used
here
to.
you go. Vinny?
Sold it.
Yeah, remember he sold it for like
$3 million?
No, a lot of money.
Yeah, it's like,
I don't want to put Vinny on blast.
Yeah, it was a 1 in 50 gold auto.
Oh my god!
2018.
Are you regretting selling that auto?
Nah, I'm not. I mean, it probably would go for more now, I think, but I got like a really good amount. But got this.
Is that from Japan?
Hold on.
What is that?
What is it?
For debut.
First game.
Yep.
Wow, that's freaking cool.
And I also dug in the crates and found this.
Oh, shit.
What's that?
This is his debut with the Nippon Ham Fighters.
Holy shit. What do you mean you dug in the crates? What does that mean?
Like I had to search for it. I had to search and try to find that.
I don't know what crate of tickets like
it's a saying, man. I'm not literally
digging in the crates.
That'd be hilarious. We got a crate full of tickets over there if you want to a crate full of tickets.
Thinking the crates. Man.
That's my sports card.
This magazine is it his first? Because I'm pretty sure isn't there like a Japanese? He's on the cover of a Japanese sports magazine.
It's his first Sports Illustrated cover.
Japanese.
Sports Illustrated.
People don't care about that. Clearly.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But they kind of don't, which is surprising. Yeah. That's why I did go for that Nippon Ham Fighters ticket, but people care more about
domestic
the debut here, right?
Yeah. There is I do have his first appearance in Sports Illustrated. It's like within the guts.
Nice.
I think I talked about that in the past episodes. I would say that the first mention, unlike in comic books, doesn't do as well as first cover. I have talked with some magazine guys, and maybe Tony can comment in the chat too, but like it's so hard to distinguish really like the first mention of a particular character or not character, but like sports figure. You really have to dive in deep, and so I think like you literally have to open the magazine and read it and be like, introduce it. Like the Sports Illustrated that I have, it's like, and this, new guy from blah, blah, blah. And you have to look at the dates. And anyway, we could do a whole show about it. But anyway, real quick, kind of just market report and just stuff that I've been looking at as far as magazines go. I know Tony in the chat is a huge magazine fan, aka Blue Green Artifacts. But yeah, kind of fun stuff.
Yeah, it feels like magazines are really growing now. Like I think people are kind of going crazy, starting to.
Yeah, and he kind of reiterated, very hard to say first in mags. Yeah, CDC does sometimes mention it. This magazine that I have, actually, they do mention it. So anyway, maybe I'll talk about it one of these days.
Do you guys think it's people actually collecting, or I guess the majority of people getting into it because they want to grade them and flip them?
I think right now it's so expensive to grade a magazine. I feel like it's collectors right now, but it's very small, and but I think it's like the easy theme, right? Oh, he's on the cover. It's his first cover. Like I want that. I want to display that. So it makes sense in regards to that. But like as a comic book collector, like how we are, I'm like, I want the first mention, dude. Screw the first cover. But I want it labeled on my CGC label too. So.
Yeah, the only reason I ask is I feel like I've seen a lot more slab magazines on eBay that come up in searches. They randomly pop up in a search that, let's just say you were looking for a comic book, but a magazine comes up for some reason.
Right.
I feel like I've seen a lot more.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. The other thing too is like graded magazines are treated as like comics, but I don't think what people realize is like it's really hard to get a 9.8 out of like a magazine from 2017.
So a 9.6 is like a 9.8.
I mean, I would even say like a 9.4, maybe even a 9.2 in some cases, especially if it's a newsstand. Because like I sent in a Wembanyama Sports Illustrated, and I got it fresh off the freaking rack, and I pressed it.
Oh, you pressed it? Okay.
And I got 9.2 out of it. And it was, I mean, yeah. I was like, yeah, I agree. Like, I was like, I don't know how they're going to grade this. And, CGC's been grading pretty hard lately too. So, anyway, that's just been my current experience. Like as I go through that magazine journey, I will do more updates about it, but it's kind of like an expensive kind of like experiment. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, Marcus, thank you for putting me on the strategy guide journey, man. It's been a fun one so far.
Sure. No, man, I think that I think that strategy guides are just the natural evolution of what's next. I mean, imagine having like, the Zelda strategy guides, like from back in the day, or any of those like Devil May Cry, those kind of games that, that have like Final Fantasy. Like I have a Final Fantasy one that's like an amazing, it's an amazing condition. But I haven't went to go get it graded yet because it's thick as fuck. And I'm just like, oh, man, you're going to get this shit graded. You're going to be spending all kind of money to get it graded. But it's still Final Fantasy. Like, who don't know Final Fantasy?
Right. And it's like CGC's done a really good job with the fact that they're like, oh, shoot, we should probably make cases big enough for strategy guides.
Absolutely.
They're getting more.
Smart. I think that's very smart on CGC side to actually, start to include strategy guys. So my turn is, should I pick a defense now?
Yeah.
What round are you in?
You can pick a defense if you want. Round 13.
Seahawks. There you go. Boom. Done. Or San Francisco, maybe, right?
San Francisco has already been taken.
Okay. Philadelphia?
Did you guys see that picture that 78 sent? It's like,
no. What was it?
He sent it in the chat, like he's on a plane.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. He's going to Tahiti.
Bro, I think I'm going Cincinnati Bengals. What do you think?
Yeah.
Are they good defense?
I feel like they're middle of the road.
They're middle of the road.
So it should work.
Because they throw a lot of. I mean, it's always like a barn burner with them. You know.
Yeah.
That's just my thing. They don't run the ball enough.
Cincinnati.
South Park Brad says Philly or the Dolphins. Don't listen to this asshole. He says the Saints, but
I think some of the other ones are already gone.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, defenses.
It's hit or miss.
Yeah.
Marcus, because like you can pick a good defense, and I've had good defenses get me negative points in a week. You know what I mean? So it's just sometimes it's hit or miss. Like even like I'll get the best defense, like number one defense some years, and they won't do anything for me. And then some of the other ones will get somebody else like 25 points in a game. So that's hit or miss.
So let me ask you this: so my last 3 spots are bench players, right? Who do I go? Do I go for like people who are putting points on the board, or do I go for receivers? Or I mean, these are like my bench people, right? So
it just depends. If you need more, you should always have some more running backs and receivers. So try to get some of those guys if you can.
Sounds good. You say too bad. What? I couldn't see.
You don't give the DF.
Wow.
That's fine.
It's getting interesting out here in the
That's my boy Jason. We're friends. Ralph, I kind of put you on the spot here because you're the prospector game, man. 2023 Bowman Chrome key cards, man, in your opinion. I know you don't necessarily have the list, but who you think just off the top of your head?
I mean, obviously the huge chase, if he's in this, is Ethan Salas. You've been talking about him for a while now, but he's the main chase. There are a couple other guys. I did see when the product released, they had a screen grab of Joendry Vargas for the Dodgers. He's another good chase. Let me pull up my list, my little cheat sheet here. There are a couple other guys. This is only if these guys are going to be in the product, but the product's released about a week now, and we still don't have a checklist. So we got another guy from the Dodgers. His name is Eduardo Quintero.
Yeah,
he's got 12 home runs, batting .289, low 17% K rate. So you kind of want to look for guys that have low K rates.
Yeah.
And we have another guy. His name is Rainer Arias from the Giants. He hit 22 home runs, and he has a 16% K rate.
Jesus.
Yeah, those are. It's like you kind of. I don't want to go overboard with doing the research. These are the 2 guys that have been the best in the DSL league. So I kind of brought those guys up along with Joendry Vargas and Ethan Salas. But it's really a toss up because you don't really know who's in the actual product. So.
This isn't Bowman Draft, right? It's just Bowman Chrome.
This is Bowman Chrome, yeah.
Okay.
That's why the day that it released, I was asking if anybody had a checklist. Only because I know they had this gimmick where they're throwing in like Babe Ruth and some of these Hall of Famers, which is cool. Like it's cool, I guess you get their first Bowman Chrome. But for guys that are prospecting, I don't think they really care about that. So
yeah. That's dope, man. We've been talking about just amongst ourselves, like some of the top performers from the draft this past year.
Yeah, it's been going nuts. Like I can't remember a draft that has, there was some hype behind it, but it's like 1 through 5, all these guys are, they're going nuts.
Yeah, they're doing really well. And last year's draft was pretty exciting, but the only dude that's really performed kind of like very well is obviously Jackson Holiday, Trey's boy. But what's his face? Andrew Jones' son, he hasn't done anything. Tamar Johnson, I haven't really heard a lot about him. And we've had our updated top 100 prospects already, right? So
yeah,
there isn't really anything unless you're just watching particular prospects to really want me to invest in the 2022 draft guys, other than Jackson Holiday.
Guys like Drew Jones, he's I think he's still 18.
Yeah,
it's going to be a process. He's not an elite talent like Jackson Holiday is. But I guess the key thing with those guys is to track their K rate. If they can get that under control and they can start hitting, then that's pretty much all it takes. Same with Jason Dominguez. You know how he kind of went through that rough patch.
Right.
His K rate was down. His walks were still up, but he was like I think he was batting like 212, 215, something like that. So the hits were gonna come, and you've seen what he's done in August. He's just gone nuclear.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, he got promoted to AAA. Do you think that's a bad thing though? Like being promoted to AAA, or like should they keep him in Double A until they call him up?
I mean, they've kind of been taking it slow with him from the beginning. So I don't think it's a bad move. I guess what I'm worried about is that farm system and the team in general. Just the way they've been handling. Like we were talking about Volpe today, but he's batting 214. I think it would have done him well if they sent him down for a week or two, just like they did Jordan Walker, and brought him back up, get his confidence back up. But it looks like he's really been struggling.
Yeah, and that 2020 class, man, like just with the COVID year and whatnot, like all those guys basically lost a year of development.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I feel like we should talk about that on a future show, but it might be an opportunity to look at those guys again and maybe go back and buy those like autos. I know Bobby Witt, he was playing the Mariners the other day, and I've watched him throughout the season, man. Like that guy is a problem, dude.
Yeah, he's been mashing.
And he's like one of those guys for the next like 5 years, as long as he stays healthy.
Yeah.
He's gonna help Major League Baseball be just fun to watch, man. He was mashing the Mariners, and it was like a major anxiety every single time he went to bat. But like, I kind of respected it because it made fun. It made fun watching the game, especially the Royals are kind of a fun, like for baseball. They've always like for me ever since I was like a George Brett like fan, quote unquote. I've always followed the Royals, and so it's cool to see. It's cool to see like a star kind of develop for that city and for that franchise.
Yeah, I think obviously his star rises if the team does well. He's already a star, young star, but it just pumps him up even more if the Royals can be as good as, let's just say, the Reds. The Reds have historically haven't been the best team, but they've been doing well this season. So obviously you hear more about Ellie. I doubt you would hear a ton about Ellie if the Reds were in last place.
Right. Yeah. And I'm thinking like guys that got injured last year, like O'Neal Cruz, in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh was off to like a really good start this year, and then they just like dove. So, this is a kind of general question for everybody, like in the chat too. If you have a prospect that is say like in, I don't know, Milwaukee. I know Milwaukee's doing pretty well this year, but like kind of a smaller market team, right? Are you more prone to invest in that prospect?
Well, you picked the Jackson Churio.
Yeah, that's kind of why I picked
he's
him.
like top 3. So I mean,
sure.
And people are buying him. I think what also helps him is I think his first Bowman Chrome auto is a SP. So there's not many of them. So that kind of makes things more difficult, and people are buying them up.
So like, you purely like don't, because like I know Yeezy, he's not in the chat, but like me and Aaron, we always kind of like talk about prospecting, and he's very heavy on Yankees that have potential because it's New York. And I know that's kind of a different market, right? I mean, that's the gold standard when it comes to baseball, right? But like I doubt Jason Dominguez would get the pub he's getting if he was in like Milwaukee, right? So
yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. But Jason Dominguez he's a really good player. If you bring up, I think was it the last release, Roderick Arias? He was like one of the bigger chases because he was a Yankee and he was a shortstop. But if you look at his autos now, he hasn't been doing too well. So his autos have plummeted. So, I mean, it does. I think the team does make a difference. There is a premium for guys like guys that are on the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Phillies, those sort of teams. But look at Caminero. He's on the Rays, small market. Jackson Holiday, Baltimore is kind of a small market in terms of the other teams on the East.
Sure.
I'm trying to think of somebody else. But I mean, those are the two that I can think of off the top of my head that are, I guess, not super small markets, but they are small in comparison to the Yankees, the Dodgers. So
before we get on to the next subject, you know how like Oakland's like Moneyball, like Central?
Yeah.
Obviously. I've always like prospected on Oakland prospects, just like kind of bank on the fact that they're Moneyball prospects and they'll eventually go to a bigger market, but they'll probably start up pretty well because they are Moneyball prospects. Do you ever think about that? That's very different, but prospecting, but
not really. Not really. But I mean, it's not a bad way to prospect. I think, like I kind of been saying it over, but the K rate, the Ks and the walks are kind of like one of the bigger things that I look at.
Okay.
But the Moneyball might work. I don't know. I might try it.
Yeah, it hasn't hit on. It's hit on a couple, but like it just seems like just for like return ROI, it seems like kind of like a not a bad play. And you can just kind of sit on them, like $20 auto like base Bowman Chrome, that kind of thing. So, yeah, Panini versus Fanatics, man. What's up with this?
I kind of just wanted to get your guys' opinion on the entire thing. I kind of dabble in a little bit of football cards, but not really. I just kind of pick up the heavy hitters. But do you guys collect football?
Marcus?
Man, I'm just telling you, that whole Panini Fanatics thing, that shit is getting uglier than a Masterpiece sneaker. So,
what exactly is what is it exactly? Like what's the verses about?
What's the legalese on that, Vinny? It's like something, if it's like something major or like what was the legalese on? Have you been following that, Vinny?
Nah, I saw people tag me, but I didn't get a chance to look at it.
Yeah, so it's something like, if it's and I'm paraphrasing, so don't quote me on it, but it's something to the effect of, if Panini, oh, it said I've had a great draft. Okay.
Yeah, that's funny. Somebody actually said that.
Somebody said, Horde, you've had a great draft. Okay.
There he is. What's up? What's up, Trey?
So it's something with the Panini thing, like if it's like drastic how the changes are with Fanatics, they can go to court and it's something with the NFL, or they'll lose the NFL association account.
Yeah, so I mean, what I texted you guys, I don't know if it's true, but that's just the rumor that I heard is so Fanatics found out about a loophole in Panini's licensing agreement with the NFLPA, where if Panini had major changes within their company, I guess upper management, that sort of thing, then the NFLPA could get out of their licensing agreement. So a few months ago, a ton of guys from Panini went to Fanatics, and that's why people are starting to come up with this I guess theory that Michael Rubin had this planned all along to kind of checkmate them in a way. So,
dude, he's awesome, man. If Fanatics ever goes public, I'm buying 100 shares in that company, dude. Like, I love that guy. He's an extremely smart businessman. But wow, that's I don't do football prop. I don't really do football either, just because like, I mean, what do you buy like in football? The quarterback.
Yeah,
right?
Quarterback, pretty much. That's all
you know. That's the only thing you can buy prospecting in or whatever. That's pretty serious news, though. I mean, like, if their main product was football, Panini, right? Because like you don't buy Panini baseball really because you can't get the licensing for that, and then basketball, I guess, is on the downturn for Panini, right? Is that right?
I mean, that's their other kind of stake, right? They have the NFL and the NBA.
Yeah, I know you guys are kind of. I know people complain about just it's hard to get good cards in basketball, or I guess in Panini in general. So I don't know if that's true, or that's just kind of what I've heard on the interwebs. Anyone?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really collect that much basketball, but sealed wax I do. I know that stuff goes pretty for good money, right? Kind of.
I really don't know, like off the top of my head.
During the pandemic, it did.
Trey?
What?
Oh, what's your sorry, my bad. What's your like kind of collecting experience with Panini? Like, is it hard to hate it?
Yeah, no.
See?
I mean, a couple years back, I mean, I probably bought Zion Jair. I probably bought $2,500 worth of retail, and I absolutely got my ass kicked. I got a Silver Jaw was the best card I got. I mean, no good autographs, no good parallels, no veterans, anything.
Yeah, and it's just hard to prospect in that product, and that's why I like buying Bowman so much better. Even though it's like it's hard for a prospect to get off, you get to wait a couple years. But like, if you're not getting anybody, then like, what's the point anyway, right? So
I just stopped. I stopped buying Panini and started buying singles, and came out ahead.
Yeah. That's
so
kind of
instead of buying the cards, you just bought the singles. What you want, Panini, right?
When it comes to Panini, I think that's the smartest play from my experience. Now, don't get me wrong, retail is a lot different than hobby. I mean, the hobby people seem to do a lot better, obviously, and they're going to stack the deck a little bit. But 3, 4, 5 years ago, I didn't really have access to. I like being able to go to like a Target or a Walmart and being able to buy a couple blasters. I like that. I like that fact. So I wasn't going into hobby shops and spending, buying boxes at the time. Now things are a little bit different. So I may start, start diving into some more boxes and things like that. But we'll just have to kind of see.
Cool, good stuff, man. Well, yeah, it's interesting stuff to like look into. I mean, I'm kind of out of the whole football, basketball, Panini hobby anyway. But I mean, it's pretty cool that Fanatics is like, doing their thing against them. Next up, Baby Jordan, aka Lazaro Montez. I've known about this guy for the past couple years, obviously because he's a Seattle Mariner prospect. But this dude is going to get promoted soon. I know he's in the DSL league, or wait, no, he's in Modesto.
Low A.
Single A. Low A. He'll probably get promoted next year to Single A here near in Everett. The only reason I brought him up is because Ralph, you actually had mentioned him in one of our text threads. Yeah. But this dude, they've been touting him as Baby Jordan. He plays pretty good defense in the outfield. He's a corner infielder, so he could potentially be a DH. He's a lefty, short porch and T-Mobile, which is Seattle Mariners ballpark. His base auto is kind of expensive. I tried getting a couple $103 a card. It's kind of a tough one.
It recently just went over $100 like within the past couple days. Yeah, because he had a series where he hit, I think, 4 home runs in that series. So he kind of went off, and when I started looking at him, his autos were like 50, and they started going up to 60, 70. And yesterday, I was telling Trey, like, one of them sold for 150, his base auto. It's like, dude, going nuts.
Yeah, it's a little too rich for my blood. He hasn't even hit like lawn season Single A yet, but that's what's fun about prospecting, right, Trey? Like,
I love
baseball's the best. We were kind of earlier in this segment, we were talking about 2023 Bowman Chrome key cards, but I was asking Ralph, like, dude, the 2023 draft guys, like, they're not coming out until Bowman draft. So I'm going to wait for that personally, because this year's draft class is very exciting, in my opinion.
Dude, Paul Skeens has already had 3 starts and hasn't allowed a run in his 3 starts. Dylan Cruz has already been called up to Double-A. I mean, you're right. There's arguably might be one of the better draft classes of the last decade for sure. There's been a couple. There's been a couple duds. I mean, there's always a couple guys that kind of sneak in late, but just surface talent and people that are already moving from July until September, as far as making moves in the early minors, they're doing some things. I mean, Langford. I mean, there's a couple others too that I'm forgetting. I mean, there was a kid who got called up by the Angels.
Yeah, I was about to say that dude.
He's on a 10-game hit streak
from crazy.
Florida Atlantic.
Dude, and his stance, I couldn't get over his batting stance. Like, how is he gonna hit for power?
It's crazy, man. Man, baseball is so much fun. Like I was saying earlier, Trey. So I was watching the Mariners Royals series, and Bobby Witt. I mean, he's a fucking star. this guy was running from first to home on like a single. You know,
he can fly.
He's so scary. He's a problem on the base path. So, and then kind of what I was alluding to earlier. So I'm repeating myself, but I just kind of want to tell you, the 2020 draft class, like that COVID year, right? It might be an opportunity to look back at that draft class and just kind of look at the stats. And because, you know, essentially, like, unless you're Bobby Witt or whoever else came out from that draft class, like, you lost a year of development, and in baseball, it's big. Yeah. But they got drafted, you know, 1 through 10. You could look at their stats and be like, maybe it might be worth it to pick up a top 10 or top 50 prospect from that draft class for like $20, $30. That's kind of where my head was at. Banking on the fact that maybe in a year they'll actually make it to the major leagues, because it's about that time, you know, 23, 24 years old, that kind of thing. So
absolutely.
Anyway, Trey, we're gonna rewind for you, your comic book segment. What you got here?
Just a couple, you know, I just had a couple that I actually think these are long-term plays, in my opinion. This is anything that's going to be a quick flip, but I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to the new Nightmare, you know, the DC event series that's going on right now. But there's a character that has a solo out named Angel Breaker. A lot of people had no clue who Angel Breaker is, and they've asked a bunch of questions about her. Well, she made her first appearance in the Shadow War Alpha #1. The Shadow War is one of the ones where the League of Assassins was going against Damian, and there was a whole bunch, and Deathstroke and that whole thing. She was part of this elite team that was, oh God, what's the chick from Wildcats? Not Jesus Christ. It's at the top of my tongue. Anyway,
yeah,
she was trained by her and given a sword by her, and she's been a major character. She's had a couple really popular covers in the last couple weeks from the Dreams and Nightmares deal. So this 1 in 25, I mean, you can pick them up for $10, $15, but there's a reason that DC is, in my opinion, giving her a solo series right now and trying to make her a bigger character. To be honest with you, she reminds me of a DC Magic. If that makes any sense at all. I mean, the same type of, and the other thing which ties into Batwoman 100, she's in a relation, she's kind of in a Catwoman Batman situation with Ghostmaker, which Zealot, thank you so much, Street Food is God. Zealot, I kept wanting to say Acolyte, and I knew that wasn't right, but Zealot from Wildcats is the one that trained.
The what?
Sorry. What? Keep hearing shit in the background. Sorry, I can't tell if my TV's on. Anyway, but Batman 100 is the first appearance of Ghostmaker. And if you've been paying any attention to any of the Batman books the last 3 years, Ghostmaker shows up in absolutely everything. He's leading Batman Inc. right now in London. And if you don't know anything about Ghostmaker, he was basically trained with Bruce at the same time Bruce started his training. And they kind of went their opposite ways, et cetera, et cetera. But the Batman 100 is his first appearance, and you can pick up these 1 in 25 Jimenez variants, which I hate the cover. That's a pretty shitty Batman cover, but I always play the higher ratio game when it comes to this stuff. I just think it's a long-term better play.
Check out this one. 30 issues, 10 times copies for $88. So
see, that's the kind of gamble I fucking like, because it's obvious that DC is investing in this character. Now, is it going to be as fast as a turnaround as a lot of the things that, you know, people want nowadays? People want instant satisfaction when it comes to speculation, but that game's over and done with, in my opinion. Is speculation still relevant? Absolutely, but you have to play the fucking long game. And if, like I said, if anyone's been paying attention to Batman, Ghostmaker is in every single book that he can be in. He's going to be around for a while, and if you give the character some time to develop, I think this is a fucking easy home run in 5 to 10 years down the road. If you got space in the long box or space in your closet, I think you should invest in a couple copies. There's a couple other 1 in 10s. There's a shit ton of store variants, which I'm not a huge fan of, but that is what it is. And the other one, which I think Ralph likes this one too, but yeah. If you've been reading any of the X-Men books, and especially X-Men Red, there's been a character in the first 13 issues called the Fisher King. Long-haired white dude who basically looks like Jesus. And that's exactly what it looks like. I don't know how else to But he's the father of Korra the Unburning Heart, which is absolutely she's got a really cool mutant power. She is able to double, basically amplify whatever the mutant power is. But all this time, the Fisher King had a really good relationship with Magneto before he died, and he never gave any indication that he had any mutant powers. He was just a simple fisherman, etc. Well, at the end of X-Men Red 14, when Genesis was basically making her play on Arakko and Storm, the very last page of the book showed the Fisher King transforming or mutating, I don't know exactly how you want to call it, into something, and basically saying it's time to take the war to them. Yeah. And then if you read some of the solicitations down the road, they say that Storm is in, possession of the most powerful weapon and all this other stuff. So I'm assuming it's the Fisher King. They have done a very slow buildup over him over the last 15, 16 months. And there's quite a few X-Men Red #2, X-Men Red Volume 2 #1s. There's a 1 in 100 Peach Momoka variant, the Virgin of Storm. I don't like it as much. That's why I picked this 1 in 50 Caselli, is because I think it's a fucking pretty cool representation of Magneto. And you could pick these up between $13 and $18. Again, with these mutants, I think it's a super long-term play. But you got to start looking that direction. A lot of the speculation we talked about 10 years ago is done gone and been rehashed 50 different times, et cetera, et cetera. So you got to start looking in the future. And I don't think these are going to be quick flips at all. I don't think they're going to anything that I talked about is going to be relevant, but in 5 to 10 years I do. So
I think what's great about these picks, man, like when you did your slide on this, man, I was like, this is exactly what like is good for, this is like solid spec, because it's not like, oh, I think this is these characters are gonna be the the DC or the MCU or the next X-Men. This is just like good characters that are super cheap. I literally just offered the dude $55 for that lot.
Well, we saw it. We saw you do it live.
You saw it.
Yeah, you did it live.
Yeah, I offered 65.
Damn it, son of a bitch. Anyway,
but it is cool though, like this stuff that Trey's talking about, because when I read that X-Men Red 14, and I asked him, I was like, so the Fisher King, which one, like which is the book? And he's like, dude, this is like, it's still so new. You can't really put your finger on what it's gonna be yet. But just having an X-Men Red #1, I think you're good. So
yeah, it's good reading too. Anyway,
it's so good,
right?
Yeah.
So
it's so good.
If you want to do the 1 in 25, you definitely can, and I would definitely suggest that. Or you want to dice roll at the 5 below, because those are those convention ones that I got. Those are like the 1 in whatever the number is. It's a convention exclusive. It comes polybagged. So if you don't want to, if this one is too rich for your blood, get to the nearest 5 below and grab the DC packs. All those books, I guarantee you, and Trey can vouch for this, at some point, somewhere, is going to be some book in there that's going to catch fucking fire, and everybody's going to be sitting around wondering how come they didn't go to 5 below and go get that 5 below pack. $4 for a pack, 4 books. Basically, each book is $1. You can't beat that.
I love it.
Good Don't stuff, disagree Trey. At all. I think he's right on with that.
Yeah, really good stuff, Trey. Man, that was awesome. I love it.
Sorry I was late.
No, man, we're good. We were just trying to help Marcus out the first 20 minutes of his draft.
Marcus was trying to crowdsource the draft, and I wasn't having it.
Well, and because of the crowd, and I want to thank you guys. My report card, my grade has came back.
You got graded. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I got graded already.
Oh, that was fast.
My Alpha Fantasy League draft report card is an A+.
Good job.
They said
you were so stressed.
They said the Horde, because that's my team. The Horde drafts their way to an A+ and a second place finish. And ChatGPT generated this, so the AI. So this is cool. This kind of turning into a thing, right? Turning into a segment. So they said in the Alpha Fantasy League draft, the Horde proved to be that being 10th in the draft order is no obstacle to success. With 16 rounds to work their magic, they crafted a team that earned them an impressive A+ draft grade, their projected record of 12-2-0, and a projected finish in second place have the other team shaking in their fantasy boots. With a projected
their fantasy boots
of 2,239.47, the Horde is set to dominate the league. God damn it, I'm in the building.
That is ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
So what that proves is AI is bullshit, and it's not. And just kidding.
Oh my god, that's too funny.
Yeah,
that's awesome, Marcus.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Marcus. When you named off your team, man, like I was like, "What do you need help with, man? Like your team is good. Like I think you're fine." So
yeah, man, I think I did okay. You know what I'm saying, it's I did my research. You know what I'm saying, I had help where I needed. The OTR crew. Only the Rarest family helped me out, telling me people. So I appreciate each and every last one of you guys helping me out with my fantasy team. And I'm going to keep you guys in the loop, play by play, every week, how we're doing. Y'all
update every Thursday.
Placing people in shit. I need all the help I can get, y'all. We trying to get up to first place. We're gonna do it.
When do you and Vinny go against each other?
I have no idea. I got to look. Vinny can look at it and see.
Don't know. I didn't. I put it.
It's probably not generated yet, right? Or I don't know, but anyway.
Yeah, I was on a different computer, but no, I'm sure I can see it. I'm curious. I'm curious.
Curious to know when you're gonna get your ass whooped. All right, no problem. So he said I'm gonna be second place, bro. I'm only gonna lose to 2 people.
Hey man, if you do, that's great for you.
That would be great, right? That would be crazy, right? That I come out the gate with that shit, like on my first fantasy football.
That would be a good start for you. Yeah, that would be great.
Amazing.
Good draft. I just need Jonathan Taylor to go somewhere.
Philly.
He did a lot of fucking with DeAndre Swift and Gainwell, and
they had like 14 running backs on that team too.
Rashad Penny. I mean, when Penny was healthy in Seattle, that dude was. I mean, I think he led the league in rushing yards per attempt when he was healthy.
Games. Yeah, he lost a little bit of a step though. I think they're gonna cut him, honestly. But it's too bad about that guy, man. He was so injured, like soft tissue injuries and like ankles and all that shit, man. Poor guy. Little video game stuff. I keep going back to The Last of Us because it just seems to pop up on like solds. But a PS3 US sealed. I was just kind of shopping around. I think I messed this up. Oh no. So a PS3 sealed like first print, because there's different editions of this, right, Vinny? Like there's like a 9.8 the other day went for $800.
Jesus.
So if you can find a good sealed copy of The Last of Us, and I mean the show's over, but there's obviously still popularity with this product. That's a really nice return if you guys want to take a stab at the CGC graded video game market, and a little bit of a possibly buying the dip. I think I'm kind of kicking myself here. I paid $120 for this Zelda Tears of the Kingdom or whatever.
Is this the one you returned?
What's that?
Is this the one you returned?
No. This is the no. I kept that one because my wife gave it to me for my birthday. But the game's got really good reviews. I mean, 78 talked about it. It's basically an extension of Breath of the Wild, or like, it's kind of the same universe and all that. But for some reason, I don't know if this is overprinted. I mean, this guy's got 20 copies of it.
To be. No, I think he just probably used a bot. That's what it is.
Yeah, but they're going for $100, and I have it. I could show you guys, but whatever. It's a pretty big box though. It's
don't
like
pull a Vinny, bro. Don't pull a Vinny.
I mean, it's not a Vinny type thing. I just to show how big it is. It's not like I have this Honus Wagner sock, that kind of thing. But it's I mean, for $100, I think it's kind of worth like the gamble. Like, again, kind of like reiterating what Trey was saying earlier, this isn't like a flip. This is like a 3 to 5 years down the road.
Yeah,
get this graded, or like just sell it for $400. But for $100, I mean, that's not a bad. That's like buying a Ratio comic book. You just gotta store it. You know what I mean? So anyway, where'd Trey go? What happened? And then Lorcana came out this week. I think we fucked up. I didn't pre-order any of this at all, but
Well, I heard that they were having like some fucked up shit. Like if you were, I was in the Discord. By the way, if you haven't, jump back into OTR Only the Rares Discord. Trey has done some amazing cleaning up, and it is a fun place to be. It is a lot of Young and the Restless going on over there in the Discord. I would advise everybody grab some popcorn and just let the shit roll. It is fun as hell in the OTR Discord. But I was in the Discord maybe a couple days ago, like 2 days ago, whatever, and they were saying that with the Disney Lorcana cards, like they're getting like beat up or like they're fucked up. They're sticking together, and I mean it's all kind of shit with these cards, bro. Like it's some bullshit.
I have a question on stuff like this, right? Like it's clearly a game that's like meant for kids, right? Or they want kids to play it. But with these coming out, being so hot out the gate, people grading the cards, it's like, in my opinion, it's like MetaZoo. Who's gonna play it so that there's actually nostalgia, 20 years down the line, and these things are gonna be worth something? I just don't understand. I mean, that the whole thing about Magic and Pokemon was people were actually playing with them. The cards were getting fucked up. 20 years later, people are reminiscing on these cards that they were playing, grading them, realizing that they might have fucked them up. Some people may not have. I just don't see how stuff like this is really going to be a thing down the line. And I think I might have mentioned this before, but when Marcus was talking about MetaZoo when it kind of first dropped, and I went to NYCC like right after that, and they were giving away those cards, and the guy was up on the booth on the microphone saying, "Oh, you guys better grab a card. This is like the next Bitcoin. Like, who's playing this stuff?"
So here's my thing. If I can address that,
yeah, go for it.
To your point, Vinny, you're 100% correct. I think the reason why why Pokemon and Magic and those kind of games over MetaZoo and some, even Dragon Ball Z, you know what I'm saying? Like the Dragon Ball Z TCG is doing extremely well compared to I haven't heard a lot about One Piece lately. I mean, it hit and they had the little Luffy card that was like a high grade, and if you got it, this was supposed to be the Charizard card or whatever the case may be. But I'm not hearing anything about it. And even with the MetaZoo situation, the president, the Mike Waller dude, they say is like really messing up the stuff so much, and it's so much MetaZoo out there. Like it was almost like he was trying to catch up with Pokemon. Like you can't catch up with something that's been doing it for 20 years or however long Pokemon has been going. And MetaZoo is dropping shit every week, and then they dropping like different cards and different plushies and and this and that. And then there's another one that came out which was nostalgics. That was a thing. It's like they were trying to recreate what Pokemon has successfully done. So even with Lorcana, right, or Lorcana, however you want to call it, I'm from Texas, so Lorcana, you know what I'm saying? But but even with this Disney piece, it was cool, but I don't think nobody's pulling out Elsa card like Yu-Gi-Oh! Blue Eyes, White Dragon. Like they're not pulling out, take this Elsa card, bitch. Like they're not doing that. So I mean, is there a level of collectability? I'm sure, you know what I'm saying, but in the grand scheme of things, there has been nothing that's been close to Pokemon or Magic except MetaZoo when MetaZoo was hot and Mike Waller wasn't going crazy. I think they got like some sort of sorcery or blood, sweat, and tears, some sort of card game that's a lot of money, but it's still not the same.
I mean, I think the only thing that kind of keeps this, like, other than the playability of it, and I think Cody I asked him in the Discord, like, how was the game? And he was like, it was fun, but it didn't seem like he was like, oh my God, that was like the funnest like hour I played, So I guess you kind of take that out of the equation as far as collecting because of the game itself, right?
Yeah.
But I think the only thing that's going to keep this going, and I'm actually like, it's too expensive out of the gate, so I'm not really into it for myself. But I mean, I can only see this going, like, keeping its luster because Disney collectors, I know it's like the obvious, right? But but the fact that it's so expensive out of the gate and kids like little kids can't get into it, I don't like it personally.
There's a second print run that's coming out next month, so it's going to be easily accessible. So I would just wait.
Yeah.
See, I just don't. I don't even think Disney fans haven't even had a chance to get this. It's 40-year-old grown ass men flipping them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the truth. And I hope. I mean, it's just like I said. Marcus was exactly right. The Pokemon and the Magic the Gathering was completely organic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It wasn't This game was manufactured for Disney horrors and for flippers, in my personal opinion. I mean, like I said, the number one card in this set right now, the ultra rare foils, is that Elsa that's on the screen right now.
$800.
I mean, let's be honest. That card's supposed to be owned by 9, 10, 11-year-old girls.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. It just is. And now, granted, there's grown men who are going to flip it and try to make money off of it. I get it. I do to an extent. But I don't know. I think the actual Disney fans who would actually play the game got left in the speculator wave and haven't been able to pick up any. And they may get bored with it. Because I've seen, and Ralph's probably seen the same thing. If people can't get their hands on it and there's some fuckery involved, people wash their hands of it and go move on to something else.
Absolutely.
So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't see parents just, spending $500 for a box of cards that most of the time the kids are going to play with and bend, like the original Pokemon cards. You know what I mean? That's what made those original first edition hololists and all that stuff like that, is because it wasn't supposed to be a collectible item.
Yeah.
And if they happen to make it through in good condition, that's why they're worth what they're supposed to be. I mean, 65% of these cards are going into one touches and sleeves as soon as they're getting open. Am I wrong?
No, yeah. So I'm laughing, man. And it's
so how do you play with those cards either? Like, are people playing with slabs? Are they putting them down in the pile? Like,
I've seen it's like Magic. You put it in the Magic.
You can put them Ultra Pros and play it that way.
But nobody's playing. Nobody's playing with that shit. Like, let's just be for real. To Trey's point,
yeah.
Nobody's playing with bro. Like, literally, it's 5 men on this thing, and I would like to believe, because I love you guys. I know we're family. Man, I would like to believe that all of us on here are like really men, right? Like, like it's a thing. Like, I don't think any of us would say, "Hey, bro, let's jump into some Lorcana and that's a card, bitch." I don't.
No, motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't think we would do that. So it's like, I mean, to Trey's point, this is for kids. Like, like even with,
and it should be for kids. $1,000 a box? You kidding me, man? That's like and it's like, how we prospect in baseball, right? Bowman. How much is a Bowman pack? $5. Still, right? Yeah. I mean, you can go into a store and get 5. That's like, little kids like, oh, I can buy a pack and maybe get Jason Dominguez like autograph, or it's fun, but like, you can't, like, a kid's not going to go into a hobby shop and pay $25 for a booster pack of Lorcana. And that's not good. That's not good growth for the game.
That's the problem with the fucking hobby, in my personal opinion, we're all vaguely somewhat close to the same age. I'm probably a little older than everybody else, but I mean, I collected baseball cards. You could go to any gas station. You could go to 7-Eleven, Walmart, and buy packs of cards and open them up. You didn't need to buy a $35 fucking blaster. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people that I haven't bought any I can't afford fucking $35 blasters. So there's all these little kids who actually love baseball, play baseball, watch baseball to watch your favorite players. Unless your dad's a fucking hedge fund manager, you can't afford to go and fucking collect baseball cards. And it's the same thing with these kids are not going to be able to afford these. And it's just funny. Could you imagine if a bunch of like 8, 9-year-old girls went and bought out like all the Panini and shit before people our age did? They'd lose their fucking minds. There'd be so many posts about it and shit like that. But when it's the other way around,
it's good.
I don't know. Like I said, it's going to be interesting. I don't think it's going to slow down. I think there's going to be I think they'll be popular until about Christmas time. I really do. And then they'll start to see some tail off. And I mean, it also depends if fucking Disney gets their shit together. Yeah. I mean, that company's lost billions of dollars in the last 6 months and are on a steady decline, to be honest with you. I mean, they need to get that ship righted. And if they can do that, it might bring some other people who have kind of gone away from Disney back into it. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Easy. I'm not spending no money on Wakanda. I don't give a damn if my daughter wanted it. I can't see it. I can't see her pulling out a Snow White card, Maleficent, Rasputin, or whoever that, bro, you name them, whoever. Three Musketeers, shit. I don't give a damn. It's that I just can't see myself bringing myself to spend that money. Can't see it. Okay. All right. So
I think you're on mute, Ferd.
You on mute?
Well, here I'll take over for
Steel books.
I'll take over.
Go for it. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. No, Ferd, all I'm gonna say is that these steel books are out. John Wick 4 and Wakanda Forever, and Spider-Man.
Jared Kaleknik.
Yeah, Jared Kaleknik. Yeah, yeah, Wakanda Forever.
I don't know why I
that's
did
the
that.
That's
anyway.
the Kids Bop version. Wakanda Forever.
I
seen a Kids Bop of some little kids singing Miss Jackson, and I'm gonna put it in the group chat. Is it
the white kid?
Yes,
me singing it all socially.
I was like, oh no, brother.
Nah, bro. No. Just some steelbook spec that I was kind of on my radar, but pre-orders for Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse or whatever it is it releases September 5th, so get your pre-orders in for that. If you are specking on this guy, I guess it's exclusive at Best Buy, but don't quote me on that. And then I don't know if, like, I liked the John Wick series. I don't know if I can say John Wick 4 was my favorite of all of them, but if it was, and you're looking for a collectible with John Wick, which I think is not a bad play in a few years, here's John Wick 4 Steelbook that comes out. I think it's actually available now. And then I talked about this like a long time ago, but the Wakanda Forever Namor variant. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's because Homebro is like in trouble legally or what, but it's going for like $19.99 free shipping on eBay right now. If you wanted to buy on the quote unquote dip. I bought a couple just because I thought he was the best character from 2022 as far as Marvel is concerned. So I said, screw it. Why not risk it? No risk it, no biscuit, you know.
That's it.
And we got this or that.
A little bit of that.
Yeah. So this should be Vinny. I'm curious on the third slide what you think, but here we go.
All right.
2015 Flux Capacitor Blu-ray sealed or $19.99 unlimited fair condition Blastoise. It's not a hollow foil, by the way. What do you guys think?
Blastoise.
Capacitor Blu-ray?
Blastoise.
Yeah, Blastoise is pretty cool. Yeah, Blastoise.
Blastoise for me, but Back to the Future is one of my favorite movies of all time. Is that? Yeah. But I don't know what that is.
It's the Flux Capacitor?
No, I know it's the Flux Capacitor, but I'm just, that particular release, I'm not familiar. And
okay.
But I just don't. I think just in terms of longevity, I think probably the Blastoise is going to be the one to keep. Yeah. I think.
What about you, Trey?
I like the Blastoise too.
Cool. Yeah, I gotta go with Blastoise myself. CIB Mario RPG or Jimi Hendrix Experience poster.
Take Mario.
I'm going for Mario.
Me too.
Yeah, Mario.
Yeah,
the Jimi Hendrix poster is pretty cool though.
I'm going for the Jimi Hendrix poster. I think that's.
You're lying.
No, I'm not. If I'm going for a Mario RPG, I'm going for Paper Mario from Japan.
Oh, okay. And actually, I have it right here under my.
Southpaw Brad, he brought up Back to the Future 3 for your favorite movie.
The best Back to the Future movie of all.
Ferd, lost all respect.
I know. You should. Vinny, what do you think of this one? I thought of you with this guy.
Oh, nice. Wait, what is a server blade? Is that, what the hell is that?
It's like I guess it's the chip that goes in the big server for like World of Warcraft.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know how big it is, but it says World of Warcraft on it, which is kind of cool. That's why I liked it.
Yeah, well, that is super cool. I didn't know about that, and I probably have to do a little bit of research on it. But an unopened Atari 2600 seems crazy good, so I would have to go. I would have to go there. But that is very cool. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna have to, because I don't know like in what servers it was used and how many was limited to. But that's awesome.
Yeah. Marcus, Trey?
Nah, man, I'm good. This is amazing.
I think I'll go the Server Blade.
I like the Server Blade too because it says World of Warcraft on it, and it would display really tight. You know, I don't know if I paid $1,500 for it, but that would be pretty cool.
Guys, if you guys just speaking of World of Warcraft, if you guys can, if you guys are interested, Ferd got one of those unopened World of Warcraft games, and if you can find one with the lower sticker, like the lower stickers that have like the lower amount on them, or no sticker, they're not that bad in price. I would say like the ones without a sticker are kind of expensive now. I know Ferd got one for like $5 or something at half price, but those would run about $800. But all the other ones you can get in like the $20 to $50 range, and if you can get like a 5 million or a 7 million, it's probably not a bad buy right now. And the other thing to think about with these computer games is like shareware editions too. I think those are interesting as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And last but not least, kind of piggyback on Lorcana stuff. I know you guys are gonna go with Time Twister, but this is just freaking ridiculous.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't either.
It's one of the top 20 Magic the Gathering cards from the third edition of Magic. So Alpha, Beta, and Limited.
Is that a floating Simba?
It's Simba Returns or something like that. And it's like the, I guess you'd call it the Black Lotus of Lorcana.
$5,000 for that card?
$5,000. Yeah. Last sold $5,000. This just sold like 2 days ago.
Where do these people get the money for this?
I don't know. It's a real
question, my friend.
What did you say, Marcus?
I said that is the $1 million question. Where the hell are they getting $5,000 from?
Yeah. And this is more of an example of like a well-established like game that grew organically. Like Time Twister is like, and it's a third edition of that card. However, it's like everyone knows this card because they Magic the Gathering. So anyway, that's all I got.
Okay. Nice.
All right. Well, good show, fellas, man. Good. Congratulations on your fantasy football league, Marcus.
Yeah, just so you guys know, I got a C-, and Marcus got a A+. So we'll see how this plays out. But I've been down this road before, and I've won another league. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but take your C- ass on somewhere, buddy. I'm all the way in.
I think the guy who won last year too scored even below me.
Oh, shitty titty. I'm in the room now. That's just rough. It's so rough. I'm in the room now.
We shall see. We shall see.
No, but for real, Vinny, thank you so much for calling me this morning, helping me out. Thank you, OTR, for helping me, pick some people. We got an A+ around Vinny's ass.
Trey, how'd your draft go?
It went good. Like I said, if I can get Jonathan Taylor to a team and starting in week 1, my life would be a lot better. But
yeah,
I got Lamar Jackson. I got Mark Andrews. I got who I usually like to get. So
nice, man. And Ralph and I, we got our drafts this weekend. I got a family one, so it'll be kind of interesting. All that good stuff. So
you letting Ralph in your family one?
No. I have one with my family, but yeah.
I ain't mad. I just be like, hey.
No. I mean, it's full now. I mean, I probably would hit one of you guys up if we needed someone, but
we have the OTR league, right?
We can.
Someone volunteered to do an OTR league in the chat. So
somebody messaged in the server.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to do one.
Someone wants to do it. We're gonna put in comic books for the win. So.
I thought I saw somebody message it.
I don't know. I guess I'll check it out. I'm not gonna do it though. I'm already doing a commissioner for this family thing, and everyone's gonna kick my ass. So, thanks everyone for watching. Like, subscribe to all your homies, all your friends.
Hello, everybody.
No, this was a fun one today. Trey, thanks again for that comic book just stuff, man. That was good stuff.
Yeah, that was great.
Apologies, I was late.
No, it's all good, man. Like I said, we were taking our time trying to help Marcus out and all that good stuff. So it was cool. What do you got there?
Hey, FYI, that I think that's Eric. He put it in the server in random conversation. If you guys want to go and check it out.
Okay, cool.
And react.
All right. Well, that's our show for tonight, guys. Thanks, Ralph, for that plug, and we'll see you next week.
Next.